Today we're going to be talking about working full-time as content creators. Welcome back to the Controvert podcast, where we talk about problems and societal norms. I'm your host, Panda.
Co-host, Dylan.
And we're joined by our guest today, Alex from Let's Talk T-Pod.
What's up, y'all? I am back.
Back at it.
I just want to say, I feel like almost every content creator, or maybe just like at least starting out, I feel like they at least work full-time, or at least like they have a part-time job, right? So I feel like it is a big struggle. Like Alex, do you work full-time for your pod?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
So what do you do?
So, dude, first of all, I barely get any sleep.
Yeah.
I barely get any sleep.
That's why he pauses.
You have a hard life, guys.
Dude, yeah.
Okay.
And then, so like full-time job, right? I mean, like real estate stuff like that, property management, and then podcaster, content creator. And once you're done with this, and daytime, you're a corporate worker, right? You're in your freaking suit and tie. At night, you're editing, you're creating.
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
So that's kind of the thing I want to talk about, like the struggles of just being a content creator and working full time, because like, dude, we live like a double life. And then me especially, like I work full time, and then on the weekends we film or we edit, or even like after work, like on the weekdays, it's like editing, and then my eyes are just like fucking dead from all that.
You make a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, there's a lot of sacrifices, and I feel like people who work full time and do content creation, like you're living such a double life and such a full life, completely packed. Like your schedule is like, one is like you're working for someone just so that you could get the bread to sustain what you really love to do, and the other one is like, damn, I'm my own CEO, I'm my own manager. I have to like learn how to do camera stuff, how to do lighting, how to do like mic setup, how to interact with other people, and it's just like what we talked about in our last episode about like how we share tips with each other, how we could improve as content creators. And it's good for like viewers who want to be in that content creator space. So I think you guys could definitely check that out if you guys are interested in that. But I mean, today we're going to talk more about like the struggles. So Alex, what's like one of the biggest struggles on your pod, man? Because you run that, you get your co-host for that. You have like 3 co-hosts, right?
Yes. We might have to have more, because this is one of the biggest struggle. Everybody's fucking busy.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, so at first we had scheduled like, okay, we're going to film every Friday. And then after some time, I could see like my other co-hosts, like the fatigue, right? Like they're getting... It's tiring, right? Even though people think that you just come on and just talking shit, but like there's a lot more than that. There's the preparation, all this stuff. And then also for us, I mean, we also like to fuck around. So usually you come like on a Friday, you get fucked up. But anyways,
It's just a lot of energy that goes into it.
yeah. So then from there, we moved to like, Thursdays. Let's film Thursdays. And now, because of everyone's schedule, we just try to find time. Like we have a calendar set up. And like, okay, I'm just going to plug in this date. This is tentative for now. Everybody, can you make it? Yeah? All right, we'll finalize it. Otherwise, like, it could be a fucking Monday, a random Saturday. We don't know. It just depends on everyone's schedule.
Yeah, I think like a thing for me too is that like we've had people who like flake out. Especially fucking working with Dalen too, like co-host Dalen. Like
there's one time you caught me. Yeah, like I came in. It was the afternoon after, right? And my eyes were like red. I was like tired.
There was a time where you just absolutely didn't even fucking show up, and you didn't even tell me.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
When was this?
The whatever behind the scenes clip with Anaya.
Oh.
You didn't even tell me, and I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh,
I was so disappointed.
No. Yeah,
Like,
okay, yeah, that day. Okay, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I definitely should have communicated better with you on that day.
I saw one video. Panda was like, hey, you almost didn't come for a girl, huh?
Yeah. That's the one time, yeah. Or multiple times. No, I'm not even gonna lie. Multiple times.
God, multiple times.
Multiple times.
Okay.
Well, yeah, dude, that's fucking...
I'm not gonna roast this guy too much. But I mean...
No, okay, but you understand the pain of like
Yeah.
like having like to if somebody were to flake, like, because you're like thinking, oh fuck, dude, it fucks up the whole schedule, right?
Yeah.
Dude, not even that. Like, we just had your homie just flake today, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just like, it would be really hard coordinating with everyone's schedule. And then, like, it's like, for example, today we have like, originally we are gonna have 4 people, and then you have to coordinate with 4 busy people's schedule, right? It's much easier, I would say, to like just find someone who has like way more free time, in my opinion. Like someone who's just like absolutely not even fucking working at all. Like they have so much time and they know how to talk a lot. Dude, that's good. Have them on your podcast.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a big struggle when you have like 4 people and they're all busy. And then I'm like, well, I mean, that's just the nature of it. I'm not mad or anything. I mean, at least you showed up, which I'm happy for. So at least we got to run it, you know. I'm not judging or anything. Like,
not everyone could be content creators, you know. This is not for everyone, you know. If you're already burnt out from your like 8-hour job, you know, like
a lot of people be like, after their 9 to 5, they want to party, they want to have fun.
Yeah.
No, not even that, man. I see people who's like after their 9 to 5, they're just like fucking swiping Instagram. I'm like, all right, if you want to be an NPC peon, go ahead, be my guest. All right. Like, that's how you stand out. And then these same people, they're like complaining about like, oh, like, I'm not happy with my life. I'm not happy. Like, I'm not making enough. Oh, I'm not happy with my full-time job. I'm like, do something about it then. What the fuck are you doing? Like, just working full-time and then once you come home, you just jerk off? Like, what the hell is that? At least, like, do something with your life.
At least try something. Yeah.
How do you expect to, like, have a better life when you're just swiping Instagram all day? Like, that's something like a slave mind would do, you know?
Yeah. Being a content creator is a lot of work. People don't see behind the scene, but like, bruh.
It's hard because like after our full-time job, we still have to have like the, you know, mental capability of trying to produce new content, new stuff, you know? It's all over the place.
And then even for like my job, right? Let's just take a second to talk about all our jobs, okay? So I'll start off with myself and then Dalen, you could go. So like for my job, I do engineering and then I'm like analyzing some test reports. Dude, I'm super quiet at my job. I don't really talk to people when I'm in office. And then there's like some people who are viewers that work at my company. They could verify this. They're like, yeah, you don't really talk to people. And then when it comes to like the podcast, it's totally different shift. And it's like, it's dual identity. Sometimes I'm like fucking identity crisis. Like, you know how some people, they're super different at work.
Okay.
With their friends, they're super different. But I feel like with the podcast, it's like you're completely different out of that realm of work and with your friends. It's a totally different, like you're your own boss, you're CEO. So that's why I have for that. What about you, Dalen?
For me, like what I do for full time right now is working as a substitute teacher. And like every single day you're just going in, or like I substitute for like special ed kids. So basically I go in, I would help them. I feel mentally drained by the end of the day, just dealing with, you know, yelling, screaming all day, and then having the mental capability of just being able to like try to produce new content, or like editing, or like, you know, keeping up with stuff is difficult for me too. Yeah. How about you?
Wait 1 sec. Before we get to Alex, I just want to ask, like, when you work with those mental kids, right, or like just special ed kids, like you're always just like kind of babysitting them, and then do you find it hard to like come up with like new ideas because you're doing like the same mundane tasks over and over? That do you feel like not as sharp anymore with your brain?
Yeah, no, because it gets repetitive because they have a schedule that they have to follow. Yeah. So you're repeating the same steps every day over and over again. So that kind of like plays a role or a toll on my head. And sometimes I feel like stuck all the time, like not being able to come up with new ideas. Yeah. Or it takes me longer, you know, like, yeah.
I'm thankful for my job right now because I think that it has a really good balance of like thinking with your brain a lot and analyzing a lot of details. I've had a job where it's just like completely mundane task. And then like I would come home. I was a content creator before, right? I did pranks. And during that time I was also doing engineering work, but it was like super clerical shit. And I would just be like, dude, this is fucking taking a toll on my brain. And I would become so like my brain was hackneyed. It was becoming trite to a point where it's just like I don't really know how to think anymore. I was becoming like a slave. And like just like a sheep just following the herd. And I was like, this is hard because if I want to be a content creator, it's actually pushing back on me because I'm just doing like these mundane tasks over and over again. So I really respect those jobs where you get challenged a lot because as you challenge yourself more, your mind gets into a more in line place, right?
It starts developing into that
exactly.
way of thinking.
And then if you're always doing the same mundane tasks over and over, I see it like this. I see like your full-time job is very good if it's challenging, because it's a sense of kind of like meditation, where you keep your brain like at a steady pace, like you're growing.
Okay.
Also, but if you're always like doing the same thing over and over, you're not even going to stay at a steady pace. You're going to go down. Your brain levels are just going to go down, and you're not going to think that much. And then I feel like that's how so many people in this world, when they work for someone full time, they just don't have the ability to think critically that much anymore. Yeah, sure. Maybe some haters are going to be like, well, you can't really say that. You're pretty much saying that they're not human anymore. Well, I'm not saying they're not human. I'm just saying that they lost the ability to think so critically and focused every single day. Like if you're challenged every day, you're going to be improving all the fucking time. And then when you wake up each single day, that whole duration you're challenging yourself, your mind is so primed. You're not used to just slacking off. You're not used to just like watching Instagram reels for 5 hours, 3 hours, even 2 hours a day. Dude, I try to limit myself. Like if I watch Instagram reels for over like an hour, I'm like, I'm turning into a fucking NPC. And I actually feel that, because I feel like, dude, the next day, that's all I want to do. I'm like, dude, my brain waves just went down.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot now. And like, I'm critical of myself, because I'm like, I have to keep improving. If I don't improve, then, you know, I'm just never going to be that person I want to be. That, you know, for example, say like Bill Gates, someone super smart, or Elon Musk. You're never going to get to that level watching fucking Instagram reels all day. Or you might be thinking, oh, I'm getting ideas from this, but actually you're just becoming like more slave. Sorry, Alex, that was a lot.
No, honestly,
go for it.
It's good, because like what you're saying, because you're somebody's more ambitious, you got goals. Of course, not everyone's gonna be like that. Some people, they're happy with like, oh, just the regular 9 to 5 doing the same things. But like, if you're an achiever, you want to do something, like you're a content creator, like this is your own business, so you gotta think about it like, fuck, I gotta think about it like this. If this is the only source of income in a way, like, yeah, I mean, you're thinking, oh fuck, how am I gonna make money tomorrow? Yeah, it's not like, oh, tomorrow, you know, I'll get paid on the 1st, on the 15th.
Exactly. So I just want to like build off what you just said. Like, some people are just like really okay with like the 9 to 5, you come home, you just jerk off and don't do shit, right? But I think if you want to really be an ambitious person and you want to attain that level of success, then you have to struggle. That's what you're saying, right? Like, you have to struggle if you want to attain high achievement success.
I want to build off that too, is that like, some people, they find joy, happiness, or satisfaction through achieving stuff, you know, and then that's their like their goal, or like their sense of like satisfaction or like fulfillment, you know. They fulfill like when they do stuff. But other people, they're not the same, you know. Some people don't need that to feel fulfilled. They just need like, you know, family or something like that. They don't need like
their way of dopamine is just like looking at content, consuming content, and then just keeping it really peaceful. But I think like how these content creators, they live, like especially us, like we work full time and we do content creation. We struggle a lot, like every day. Like we're almost working every fucking day. And then whenever I talk to a girl, right, like I'm dating someone, they don't fucking believe me. I'm like, dude, I have a full-time shit to run, and then also this podcast. I'm like, it's not that I don't care about you. It's that I actually fucking have a lot of shit to do.
He doesn't have the time.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
He doesn't have the time. Yeah.
They don't understand. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
They think it's easy.
Yeah, right? Go ahead, just share.
That's not a real job.
No, it's not a real job. They know it's a real thing. It's just more like they probably think you're not spending enough time with me. Like, do you care? And I'm like, that's not the problem. It's not about like if I care or not. And that's another struggle that I think we could talk about. It's like dating. You know, like dating as content creators that work full time as well. It's like fucking intense, because it's like you definitely have to find someone who's really understanding. And for the most part, most people that I come across, they're very understanding. I just think that there are some outliers out there. They're going to be like, oh, how come you don't spend enough time for me? How come you don't pick up my call? I'm like, fuck, a call is going to take up hours of my time, because every time we talk, it's hours. It's not just like 20 seconds or 20 minutes even. But it's like, dude, what, you know, it takes up time. So that's another struggle. I mean, Alex, you had some with that? I didn't even know that.
No, all the time. Yeah, like that actually. Yeah, because honestly, at one time I was like, okay, you know what? Should I just call her and just put her on the side?
I do that. He did that. I do that a lot.
One session, yeah, a couple of sessions, he did that.
I do that
He
a
literally
lot.
had her like on there.
Yeah, like, there's this one time like I had the FaceTime just like there because she was like, oh, I want to hear what you guys talk about. Literally, sometimes the way I have to multitask is just I'm doing work and then she's like off to the side. It could be in person, it could be like on FaceTime, it could be in my room. I'm like, dude, you know, like sometimes, like literally, I even bought a table so that this girl that I was dating at the time, she could do work with me. Like
Right,
that's just how fucking busy we are, and then people don't understand the struggles, and we're like, no, it's not like we don't take you seriously and don't want to take you out for dates. It's like we have a lot on our fucking shoulders, and like, yeah, dude, like editing takes so much time. Like maybe. I don't know how much it takes for you for like shorts for your editor, but like
we spend a lot of time on it.
For one short, it could take like as much as an hour.
Yeah.
Just for one 30-second clip.
For reals, yeah.
And then think about that, like if you spend an hour each day doing that, then you just get one reel to post, and it's just like it's still not enough. And then some days you want off because you want to take that girl on a date, or you want your own time.
Advance?
Sometimes I slack off. I'm like, I just want to just rest, watch fucking TV shows all day. You know, maybe you have like one of those days.
The thing people don't understand, it's so easy to slack off.
Yeah, dude, it's so easy. But then at the same time, once you're slacking off, it's like karma is slapping your face like, hey, wake the fuck up. You have to wake up.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Get back to it, bro.
I think for Dalen too, it's like you had those times where like you'd be going on dates, because Dalen's pretty new to like the dating scene. So then he'd be going out on dates and he gets sucked into like going on dates, bro, right?
It turns into like hours, or like half your day is gone, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And then his time management, he's like, dude, it's a whole new world for me. I'm like, dang, I'm experiencing all this dating stuff I never experienced in my life. I mean, up until like college, up until after college, that's when you start dating. So I think that's when you start realizing.
Oh shit! Before that, you were like single Pringle.
Yeah, single Pringle.
He's never had a relationship.
Never had So never like serious relationship.
Any single girls out there trying to holla?
Damn.
Take his first girlfriend virginity with like that. All right.
So I do feel like, I think like when we were younger, like, yeah, you go on dates and like, okay, you'd spend like the whole fucking day, right?
Yeah.
And then now you want to do like, okay, let's go on a date, 2 hours. And I gotta come back.
Dude, I will be very honest. I think we've done an episode on this, is talking about like it's more sensitive, but semen retention. Okay, semen retention. Like, dude, you could even spend a whole night with this girl. Not even like a whole night. You could spend like a couple hours, but shit happens, right? Like kinky shit happens, okay? Like, and I tell girls like this all the time. I'm like, we can't go to your house though. And they're like, why? Do you not want to do it with me anymore? And I'm like, it's not that. It's just, it fucks up my concentration. And she's like, if you're just giving me excuses, like, it's fine, you just tell me. I'm like, fuck, I don't think she gets it, because dude, like, guys get tired from sex, dude, you know? And then there's some guys out there who don't, they could just keep having sex. But I'm the type of guy who, like, one time I'm like, I want to go sleep, dude. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I'm more sensitive with that. What about you, Alex?
Me? Shit, I think I'm the one that doesn't get tired.
Hey, so me and him are kind of like similar.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, I'm like, I just want to knock out after fucking.
The thing is, I could definitely go multiple rounds, but it does like affect me the next day, where I'm just like not mentally there. You know, you're just like kind of drained.
That's the thing. It's not just one night. It's actually like, for me, like what I call it is a cum hangover. It's a hangover for me. Like the next day, that's when I actually feel it the most. And I'm not like, you know, like snappy with like my words and like the way I talk. It's just like I stutter so much. I'm like, fuck, I don't know why. For me, it just makes me stutter a lot. I can't think that much. There's one day we had this filming session. We never posted this, by the way. This guy came in. He was like tired as shit. I was like, bro, come on, you gotta get your shit together, bro. You're like stuttering and tripping all over your words, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You come on, bro.
I'm like, Dalen.
Yeah.
I skimp out on girls and bail on girls for the podcast. You're bailing on the podcast for dating.
Oh yeah, I got yeah. That was my bad. Yeah.
See, that's another thing we got to think about with this whole ambition. Like, how ambitious are you gonna be? Are you gonna want to set aside all those temptations like games, girls, alone time, TV shows, partying for your ambition, or are you gonna be like just a normal guy who just like, oh, I want to accept these temptations, right? So I think, Dalen, you're doing a good job coming back, recovering from that, which is good. But
Comeback season, baby.
that's another struggle, man. Even I fall into that trap, bro. So, yeah, dude. The next thing I want to talk about, though, is I think this kind of goes hand in hand with like busy schedules, right? So getting guests on, right? I feel like there's a lot of people who are not down to come on. And I think, Alex, you were talking about getting girls to come on. Like, talk a little bit about that, man.
So, actually, dude.
What do you do? What's your game plan to getting chicks on?
I mean, it depends on the topic, right? So I'm actually going to film one. It's about, we're going to do flower arrangements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then, obviously, that's kind of cute. Girls like that shit. And then guys, you know, guys be guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely just want to, first you want to know who, right? You got to find the right person. Now, a lot of people shy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do it on camera. Oh, I don't look good.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch.
No, the biggest thing for me is like, people don't want to do content creation at all because they don't want to get canceled for anything. They're just like scared, or they're like, oh, it's not good for like my employment, my job. And I'm like, I think I don't know if you would get canceled from your job unless you say something really, really fucking extreme.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually funny because like my podcast, right? It's called Let's Talk Tea Now, but in the beginning, very beginning, like it was called Take a Bump. So what happened was, it was just me and Ed. Like, if you guys watch our shit, you would know we're the ones with the lowest IQ, to be honest. We're the dumbasses, right? And then Ness and Tyler, they're more, I guess, like, especially Tyler. I feel like Tyler's more like the dad, right? So one time, the first time we filmed, Ed and I were like, yo, dude, what should we name this shit? And they were like, Take a Bump?
PG-13. Like, you know, take a speed bump. Go over a speed bump.
Whatever you guys want to, you know, think it is. No, but then like Tyler, he is for him, like his business, his work and everything. I feel like he has to be more serious and everything, right?
Professional.
Yeah, way more. I feel like it, right? Because he could be under a lot of like, he could actually get in a lot of trouble. He was not down for that name. He was not down. I was like, oh fuck, all right, you know what? Fine, what should we do it? And then that's how we found, like, one time I was like at my parents' place. So you see that tea set that I have? I brought it from my mom. It's like, oh fuck, tea. Let's talk tea. And that's how we got it. That's how we got the name.
That's cool.
That's a dope name.
I think another struggle with that though is that, like, dude, there's another time I want to start like content creation with another dude. I think you guys both know this guy, and then we were thinking about the name. We spent so much time on the name, and I just started thinking, dude, like, there's so many things that you could have disagreements about while you're working full time. It's like you're working full time, having meetings full time, but then also you're having meetings with your fucking podcast crew, and then you're having meetings with like your editor. Like, you have meetings with your editor, right? And then we also have like an editor too, but like I try to do most of the editing as well, but we would have to like talk to these editors that create shorts and be like, hey, this is not good, we want to do this, like I thought, you know, we agreed on this, how come you're doing this wrong, right? So I think it's different because like you would have like people who have different opinions, you would have people who do things not the way you want it, and so you could have like your own workers, like the editors are your workers, or you could have people who are your partners who have different opinions, and it's just like a whole shit show, dude. It's like a whole fucking business in it of itself, right? So I don't know. I mean,
I feel like what you have to do is whatever they're like good at, right? Obviously, you're gonna. This is like if you start a business, you're gonna hire people that you think like you find out what they're best at, right? And then you're gonna utilize that. So you should always have some, like, let's say somebody has the talent in marketing, right? Oh, then okay, here we'll let you take care of all the social stuff, and then somebody else is creative with the editing stuff. Boom, that's you. And then of course you want to be able to still oversee everything. So you're like the CEO.
That's another thing I want to ask you about, dude, because you have like a whole team, right? Like ours is mostly us, and then we have like an editor, but that's it. But then you have like 3 co-hosts, and then you have an editor, and then don't you get a little bit stressed out because like all of it's all split up? If one person goes like, I don't want to do it anymore, you're fucked. So you have a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Being like the lead, like the president of like managing everything, right? You're pretty much like the general manager, and then you have like an editor, you have like the person that needs to show up, people that need to show up, and then I don't know, man. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders, huh?
It's a lot, yeah. And then for me, so the thing about me is like I'm always trying to be like considerate of everyone else, right? So right now, a struggle that we have is just like having people, because like you said, the whole thing, everybody has their job, right? Their full-time job, the money maker, right? They got to be able to they got to eat, right? So I consider that a lot of times right now my co-hosts, sometimes they can't show up,
or some people got to eat other things. Depends on what it is. Like, what they prioritize. Dalen? Just kidding.
But yes, like you have like they can't make it a lot of times, right? And then so you gotta figure it out, like, oh fuck, what to do. At first, I did delegate, like, oh, you handle this, you handle that, and then but I started noticing like our quality was like kind of shit. And then also sometimes when like you said, if people can't, they have to do their own thing, they can't like work on their task, then you're fucked. So you have to like be on top of everything. You have to do everything, and which is what I kind of have to do right now. So with my editor, what we do, our process, because so I mean I don't want to shit on him. He's doing a really good job. But what happens is that like we do like at least 2 to 3 reviews. So once we're done filming the raw footage and everything, he puts it together really quickly, and we go over that whole like sometimes 2-3 hour footage. Dude, sometimes we fucking film forever, and then we just cut it out. So you guys see like an hour, maybe like 45 minutes, but in reality it's like fucking
3 hours.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
One time we filmed till like 12 a.m.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, so I go over everything with him, tell him what I want, what I don't want. He does his thing. We come back again. So you spend so much time just on that.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like it's like you're running a business on the edge. Like you're on the brink of like losing it all, because like if you have one person that just decides, I don't want to come to your podcast, kind of fucks everything up, because each person has their own specialty. Like for example, Dalen, that one time, like he was not really coming on that much. I was like scared. I was like, fuck, I lost my co-host or what? Like you get scared. You start like panicking. And I think like that's why I want to talk about this, because it's like I'm sure a lot of people as content creators, you're like, shit, I'm living it on the edge. Like I'm close to losing it all. And then even like editors too. It's like sometimes I feel like editors, you only have that one editor who knows how to do their shit, you know. If you want to switch editors, then it's going to be more of a pain. But then, you know, fuck, you know, it's hard, you know. So everything falls onto everyone. And then obviously we wouldn't have Controvert if it's not for me too. So
do you have this one have you ever thought like, okay, if I get an editor, but like, because everybody has different style, so
yeah, that's
so
another
then
thing
it's
too.
not gonna like you're like, oh
yeah, I have a whole list of editors, but the thing is like, are they going to be like the same style that we want?
They know what you want.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, now we have a good couple editors out there, which is good. You know, as you kind of develop yourself, more people start believing in the cause and then want to follow you and want to kind of get on the podcast more. Like when we first started, no one wanted to come on. They're like, fuck, who the fuck are you? Like even the friends, they're like, yeah, we know who you are, but you know, I'm not gonna
We
waste
don't-
my
yeah.
fucking time on that shit.
Or,
you know?
like, we don't want to like
Now more people are like, hey, I want to be on your podcast, and so it's way easier as
Hey,
you
I want
progress.
to be on your podcast.
But I think Alex, I think you sometimes fret like about like getting guests on, huh? Like it's like hard to get people to come on, but dude, like that's another whole struggle.
Where would you guys think would be the best place to source guests?
You just got network, man.
Network.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just gotta. So, if you party a lot, dude, go meet with people, bro.
I don't think Dalen parties a lot.
Oh, you don't party a lot? Okay.
Doesn't party a lot. But I mean, like, yeah, that's another thing for like people who don't go out that much. I mean,
Dude, yeah,
I
right.
don't know. I mean, I know like whatever podcast they network through like dating apps like Hinge, and he just gets like the premium. He asks these girls, but then he got his account banned after like a year of doing that.
I had a friend. This is a side topic, but you just reminded me. I had a friend. She so we went to Hawaii. Well, they went like a couple days before us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she was fiending for some yay. And then she just went on like she downloaded Tinder and just kept swiping.
Right.
And then every
The
match, she's like,
fuck?
"Yo, you got you know anyone that has yay or got to connect?" Because in Hawaii it's kind of hard.
Oh
Yeah.
Hawaii. Oh shoot.
And dude, yo, actually, she
So
found
degenerate.
somebody that had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. I
Oh
was
my
like,
goodness.
damn, you're crazy.
That's wild.
Okay, so this girl definitely knows how to fucking network.
Yeah.
It's way harder for guys though, man.
True.
I mean,
Yeah. True.
For guys to network, oh my god.
Imagine that you're on Hinge, like, hey, you wanna come on my podcast?
I tried that a couple of times.
Dude, I feel
Yeah,
like if
try
you're
it.
a girl that does that, and you're like, hey, come on my podcast, dude, guys would want to come over.
Yeah.
But then if you're a guy, then the girl would be like, oh, I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, that's
like,
fucking
you know,
weirdo.
go to this guy's house, what if this guy fucking does some shit with me? You know, yeah, there's all sorts of shit, man. And yeah, dude.
Hopefully, what would happen is like, if she was interested, she's like, oh, can I bring a friend in? Like, I don't feel safe. Like, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
More
yeah.
girls.
The more the better.
Yeah, dude.
Get that algorithm. Get the views going.
But I don't know about like, it's not necessarily all about like getting girls to come on. I feel like a big struggle was, yeah, the SEO, the algorithm. The algorithm was, it's a pain figuring it out, man. I mean, but yeah, I mean, the algorithm, we talked a little bit about it on the previous episode, so I won't get too much into that. But I did want to talk about another thing is getting your own space. So getting your own space, me personally speaking, like, dude, this is like the brother's old room. And then like the family, they would be like, dude, how come you're hogging a room all to yourself? That's one of the fucking struggles I had to deal with, man. What about you, Alex?
So for my setup, right, it's literally the dining room, and I share with 3 other housemates, right? So next to it, well, I mean, yeah, okay. So next to it, we usually have a shoe rack, so it's full of shoes. And every time we film, we take the shoe, we put it to the side, like. There's like 3 shoe racks, boom, boom, boom. So if somebody ever did come to my place while we were filming, yeah, in front of the camera it looks clean. Behind it, bro, like they're like, dude, what the fuck is? It's a dumpster out here. And then we gotta take. I mean, Panda, you got like everything set up, so that's good. We take out the lights every time, camera, lights, everything. So I mean, we do have like duct tape on the like on the floor,
Like where
For
to
the
park
to
it?
where to,
Yeah,
for markers,
Yeah.
but then like we have to take it out every time, put it back afterwards, because
dude.
I live with my housemates, and then they're gonna be pissed if like
Like what the fuck is this?
what in the
That's-
casting
that's-
couch?
That's another thing I asked you too. Like, you get that fucking room for free?
Nah, dude. Yeah, it's just I just gotta be like
Because
mindful.
That's like an extra room that like you and your housemates like kind of own, but then they just let you use it, right?
So it's
for free. You don't pay
It's
extra?
not even a room. Like it's just a dining
room, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah.
So sometimes you hear like in the background like people talking and shit. That's
Oh.
yeah, you hear that because like
But
just
I mean,
echoes off
you're
the
kind of
wall.
lucky with that because it's
Yeah.
like, in a sense, like you don't have to pay extra for an extra room,
no, yeah,
which is cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
good.
it's I feel like you make like you whatever you have, you just make it work.
Make do with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It's still a
Shit.
struggle, bro.
It's still a struggle.
It's all a
yeah.
struggle. Like, I mean, you have to struggle as a fucking content creator still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have your own specific, like your own space, your own
studio,
office, studio, all that shit. But not everybody's like blessed like that.
Yeah. Dude, Dalen, that makes me reminded, like, when we first started, right? We kind of had that whole setup, that couch setup. We would also have to bring shit in, right?
Oh yeah. Like it would take us like what, like half an hour to an hour just to set up before each session.
Yeah. I mean, even sometimes for this, like, we have to like get the cameras all set up too. Even this, there's like some time in it too, but it's a lot faster than before. Yeah.
How about for you? Like, does it take you long to set up?
Yeah, it takes us, I would say, it went from an hour to now. Well, I mean, we're used to moving shoe racks now, so
you guys got it down like that.
See, that is like such a discouragement to like even film, because it's like you have to think about, fuck, I have to do this and this before, and then
prep.
by that time you're already fucking drained, huh?
Yeah,
dude. Like, I think before we would do that, and then like we would already forget. We would blank out what the fuck do we need to say. Like, we have all these good ass ideas. Then when we get to it, finally set everything up, we're like, yeah, I'm fucking tired.
What were we gonna talk about again?
like shit. We set it up. I actually want to go.
I thought this was it. What time is it right now?
There's a time like Dalen was like, oh, I kind of gotta go now. We just finished setting up though. Like, this was the setup only. I'm like, fuck.
You mean there's a 2-part? Yeah, the second part to this?
Oh shit.
Oh my god, holy shit.
No, but like, yeah, it's actually honestly like really draining, the whole setup. Like, you prep for each episode too. You have to. Yeah, some people think like, oh, you just come in and talk. Like, that doesn't happen. What can you talk about for so long, like just right off the bat, right? You
There are some like that we just come in, wing it,
but
like,
we do come up with a general topic or general, like, you know, brainstorming idea.
Yeah, but we don't like, there's some episodes where it's like high profile clients that we actually spend hours doing some research on.
Yeah, right.
But then other than that, like, we sometimes just like come in and we just talk. Like, whatever.
It's just like one-on-one or like just
yeah, but I think that's another struggle that we have to deal with, because some of those ones that we don't prep that much, we don't get that many views. So yeah,
and you feel it too when you're editing and everything. You're like, fuck, dude,
this is not gonna be a hitter. It's not gonna be a hitter.
During the podcast, you're like, God damn, I regret not prepping for this shit.
It's like, dude, this guy doesn't really talk that much. Oh, that's another thing, dude. There's here. Let me pull up my notes. Okay, so some people, like, they would come on. They're like, oh, you could do this and this to be better. Here, I'll come on your podcast. I'll make it better. They think that they could come on your podcast and say so much and do a really good job, but actually they come on and then they don't have that much to say. Or they provide all these tips for improvement, and then they make it sound like they know everything. But when they finally come on, dude, fucking water bottles blocking the frame. I just told you, hey, you gotta move the fucking water bottles in the frame. Or it's like the mic is like blocking the frame. Like for example, like Dalen, right? He's like, I'm not saying Dalen did this, but for example, like
I remember you helped
Dalen's
with
mic
this too,
was like this, okay? Like, say this is like a guest, like another person. He thinks he knows it all, okay? He puts his fucking mic here, and I already told him, you gotta angle it like this so it doesn't block your face.
Back over here.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Or it's like, he's like far away from the mic talking like this. I'm like, what the fuck do you think you are, Dominic Toretto, like driving a fucking Mustang or something? I'm like, god damn, like, how do you know, like, you say you know all these things and you remember and you make it good, but you don't remember things like this. And so another struggle we have to deal with is people who act like know-it-alls come on the podcast, they don't know shit. I'm like, and that's another thing too. Like, when I'm watching these content creators, I'm like, they could have done this to be better. You do if I start my content creation, I would make it perfect. You start it, you got so many fucking things to think about. You fucking blank out. It's a lot to think about. People, they don't understand that, and they're like shitting on you, like, oh, his podcast could be better like this. I'm like, dude, start one. Let's see you start one. And then sometimes comments too, they're like, anyone with a mic can become a content creator. No, actually, fucking not.
It's not like that.
You get mics. Let's see you remember everything you want to fucking talk about, dude. So we have to look at these incompetent motherfuckers thinking they know everything. I'm like,
dude, I have a list, like a checklist, right? It's all the mistakes I've made. And then I have it. I have my editor or my camera guy have it, right? My camera guy is also the editor. So he's all behind the scenes. Yeah. Sometimes we make fun of, like, nobody's seen how he looks like. Actually, he's only behind the camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, we made so many mistakes throughout, like, just these like. I mean, we're so really new compared to you guys, right? But so many mistakes. We created a checklist, and I even have like a cue list for him. So checklist is for when we set up and all this stuff, like things to remember. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to tell my guests about these things so they're aware of, just like how you have like that list of rules and everything to be aware of. And then the cues is because, like, have you ever had people that like tap, tap on the table and then you hear that shit?
No, or whenever you move the mic, it makes like a dong sound. Like, I'm sure it's popping up right now. Like, it's probably like this little vibration. And like, stop fucking moving the mic.
It's so annoying. Yeah. And you can't say anything during the podcast because then you don't want to kill the fucking vibe.
Yeah. No,
like all of a sudden you bump me like, stop that shit.
Hey, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
I sometimes just
archive that section.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes like someone's like saying really good points, but then they're like far away from the mic and then they're like super passionate.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, I can't just tell them, hey, like you see the camera's getting all fucked up because I'm like far.
Yeah.
It's because of that. Like, I'm like, dude, that's another struggle, bro.
Sometimes we have people blocking the camera. Like, that shit happens.
Yeah.
And then what else? Dude, there's so many pet peeves, bro. We could go on for hours.
So much. So much. It's like they come on, they're like, oh, I'll fucking kill this. It's like so cocky, arrogant. I'm like, dude, you fucking up everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well, the last one, I think the last one is just like talking about budgeting. Okay, like budgeting. So because we're all not making money off this shit.
This is charity work, guys.
This is charity work.
Donate.
We'll go fund me.
Yeah.
It's a nonprofit.
Another big thing is that, like, because you're budgeting so much, like, dude, we got these 3 cameras offer up, dude, and I had to fucking like get it like good deals, pretty much 300 each, and then because you don't want to spend too much, because at the end of the day, if you spend too much and then you're not making shit from this, you're like, oh fuck, I feel like shit, right? So that's another struggle that you have to deal with. And then these mics each were like fucking 200, 250.
Yeah,
so.
250. And then it's crazy.
Then it's a lot. It's also budgeting when you're not making money, and then you have to use your full-time work that goes into your savings, and you have to pull out of your savings for this type of shit.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be, this mic. You got this mics. I mean, you're eating ramen, so you can eat this. You can get this mic.
The chicken flavoring. Oh,
cup noodle.
Yeah, dude. or sometimes it's like, dude, like, what if at the end of it, like, you lose everyone and then you lose the podcast? For example, like, one day, I lose Dalen. Okay, he doesn't want to fucking do it anymore. I'm like, fuck, this whole fucking setup gone to shit. I'm like, fuck, I gotta sell it all. Oh shit. Dude. Whereas like you lose your editor, right?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. It's like you lose critical pieces to the puzzle, then you're like, fuck, dude. And then your heart drops. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You're like scared.
All the money, all the fucking time.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, bro.
But
so don't leave him, okay?
Yeah, no. I'm not planning on leaving you, bro.
I'm not saying you will.
Hey, you guys are like this now.
Sticky rice.
I don't want to discourage people out there, man, but like it's things that people definitely have like considerations. Like, we have these like things that we need to work out, and then we have these stressors, and also just things that we're just, man, what's the word I'm thinking about? Fuck, I don't even know.
Dude, there's a lot of drama when you have more people.
We have these panic attacks.
Yeah.
Like, shit, like, is this going to happen to our podcast? Like, are
because
we
you guys
gonna
are
be able
risking
to?
it all. You guys basically risking so much. You guys like, if one thing, doesn't go right, it's...
Yeah, dude, I had...
Frustration. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for?
I had a couple times where, like, that kind of panic. I thought, fuck, dude. It's just going south.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the end of Let's Talk to You. It's over.
Oh my god. Dude, I shit you not. I've had so much of that before. I'm like, fuck. Is it over? God damn. Dude, at least We have each other.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you're down for this. Like, we still got each other. Like, we got a new addition, if anything, to Controvert. Or, like, you got us for... Let's
It's a
Talk
merger.
TV.
We're merging.
Dude.
God damn, yeah, dude.
No, I think like what's really important is like okay, so figuring out the team, right? It's crucial, right? Obviously, like if so like what's going on with mine? Like I said, like my co-host sometimes you can't make it, so I've been having. Sometimes you think like, oh, who else can we add to the team, right? But the more people you have, like
More responsibilities and
more
track of-
drama.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna get in fights. Like some shit's gonna happen. Like you said, sometimes they're not gonna agree with your point of view, your direction.
Yeah, what you like and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like your preferences.
Well, I think a good thing is to have like guests for podcasts. I can't say like for like content creation, if you need like other people like to film you, maybe like it's probably a little bit harder. But for podcasting, right, I think a good thing is to have like guests. Like they don't have to be reoccurring, maybe like once in a while.
Yeah.
And then collabs are good. Like we've had a couple collabs with people who were on whatever podcast, and those videos took off.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So
yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
I mean, for guests, it's okay, but like finding other co-hosts, it's more writing on it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot more. Yeah.
And another thing, which you just kind of reminded me yesterday, actually, somebody, so he wanted to start a podcast, right? And he was just asking me for tips. And from my experience, so I told him the first thing, like, figure out your niche. Like what, like he was saying like, oh, I want to talk about blah, 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 all these kind of topics. I was like, that's a broad topic. Like so much. You want to keep it more like focused.
Yeah.
And then you want to know who your viewers are, male, female, age group, all that. Then you can figure out from there, where do you go? If you're trying to please everybody, you're not going to get anybody.
Yep. Oh man, that's
That
should have gone in our last video.
a really good point. Oh, shit.
So that's another reminder. Check out our last video. That's a really good advice for like the content creators out there. Cool. All right, man. Then we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching the Controvert podcast. If you guys have any like comments that you guys want to talk about, like leave it in the comments below about like what you think is a struggle, and then we'll do our best to like reply. Definitely there's a lot of struggles out there, and maybe it's even a struggle that's like prohibiting you from even starting a podcast. But I hope this gives like some insight to podcasters out there, or even like future potential podcasters out there, because dude, everyone has this struggle as a content creator, but I feel like no one is like vulnerable with it. Like everyone behind the scenes have all this drama, all this conflict, but then what people don't see is all this shit, right? But then what they see on the screen is just like everything's perfect. They have this whole ecosystem set up, but there's actually so much shit that goes on, man. So I think this video probably does a good job at that, to provide a sense of maybe camaraderie, maybe a sense of camaraderie is not the right
Like
word.
transparency.
Solidarity with others. That, you know, starting podcasts or starting content creation is fucking hard, and you're not alone with this, man. So that's the message I want to give with this. And with that, I think we'll see you guys next time on Controvert Podcast. Peace out, guys.
Later, y'all.